Hi, my name is Dr. Ayadinuga. Oh, my life. Okay, it's saying I can't turn it. So, hi. My name is Dr. Ayadinuga. I'm a public health physician and I help teens and moms to turn their intentions into healthy actions and also to remove the overwhelm of adolescents and improve your ability to lead your teens for good results. So last week was World Suicide Day, and I thought it would be good to talk about it. We're getting to the end of the month. People had their goals. Some were fulfilled, some were not so fulfilled. But yeah, we did have a lot of wins, and some didn't have so much wins. And I thought it would be good to have that this talk. So a few years ago, two of my medical colleagues had suicide attempts. They attempted suicide. One actually parked on Third Mainland Bridge in Lagos and jumped off the bridge. The second had an attempt, but glory be to God, it didn't die. About a year and a half ago, I remember former Miss America jumped off the Third Mainland, a tall building, and she died. And about a year ago, a family friend's son was feeling sad, and I asked him what's wrong. They said he couldn't attend one of our programs, and why a very close friend of his committed suicide and was very overwhelmed and was sad. And I see different stories of teenagers committing suicide here and there, and families are really sad. And even I listened to Jim Carrey about last week when he was talking about his own incidents of depression. So I see that depression is no respecter of any person's emotional pain. Is no respecter of cadre, social status, your age. It can affect anybody, and sincerely. And that's why I come here today to talk about suicide awareness and prevention. In fact, studies have shown that suicide is one of the leading causes of death in the US today. And I listened to WHO newsletter last week, and what came out is that the cause of depression, emotional pain, or suicide is over $1 trillion worth of loss to economy worldwide. So what can you and I do to help someone in emotional pain? I'll talk about 5 things you could do to help a person that is going through emotional pain or depression. The first thing is to be self-aware. We start with ourselves. What exactly are you going through right now? How do you feel? What do you feel? So what they'll say is, number one, is a person having prolonged period of sadness? Is the person having prolonged period of feeling in a very low mood? Has the person stopped enjoying some of the things that he or she would typically want to enjoy and do? Is the person struggling to come out of bed every day and does not want to even come out of bed at all? You know, and I'm not talking about teenagers oversleeping in bed after binge watching on YouTube or social media all night. I'm talking about consistent, persistent, just not wanting to come out of bed. Okay, or not doing the things that they normally would want to do. And I remember what Jim Carrey said, that the body just feel in a state of deep rest. The body will say, I don't want to move. I don't just want to get up. I just want to stay where I am. And this is one of the things that we need to realize happens to people. The mind and the body dissociates. They just don't want to be the person they used to be before. They don't want to move. They don't want to do anything. And they're in this constant state of depression and not even want to do anything. So what can you do? What can I do to help somebody? First is to recognize this symptoms and then go to ask, how are you feeling? Are you thinking of killing yourself? Are you thinking of harming yourself? Do you have any plans to harm yourself? I mean, studies have shown that when you ask those questions, people are even like willing to talk and say, yes, I've thought of killing myself. I've thought of harming myself. What are the plans? And some have even come out to say, oh yeah, I think of taking this kind of lethal drugs or jumping off, or I've even put I know about a building I can jump off from, or they will tell you what their plans are, and it's for you to listen to them carefully. The second thing you need to do is to remove whatever lethal thing that they have around them. Is it drugs that they plan to take? You remove those drugs from them. Stay around them. Just ensure that they stay away from harm. That's the second thing you need to do to help that kind of person. The third is listen. Listen to the person, and listen so that you are not at the place of being judgmental to say, what are you even going through? What is there in your life? You know, do you know what I went through? This is nothing compared to anything. No, everybody's pain is different, and you have to be able to meet them at their point of pain by just listening, just being there for them. It's so super important. And in another video, I'll talk about active listening, whereby you can really listen to empathize and be with that person so that the person knows somebody is listening. Studies have shown that people just want to be heard. People just want to be heard. People just want to put that pain out and say, this is how I feel. Thank you for listening. The fourth thing is connect the person to someone that is trusted and can help. Is he a family member that can help? Is he a trusted friend? Is he a spiritual leader in your church that is able to help with counseling and helping? And nowadays, there are some helplines that you could even put out there and share with that person and call immediately. This person is going through the symptoms. How can you help me? And it has been proven that when people receive such help, it's gone a long way to save lives. Okay? The other thing, and not the last, is even to stay connected. I remember my friend that had that incident of suicide, attempted suicide. Our friends and colleagues came together, rallied around him to help out, listen to him, removed him even from the environment he was in. And it was so beautiful, whereby we're able to even contribute that what were the cause, or what was the cause of this depression. Of course, most of it was economic, most of it was hardship at work and all that. But that help and support and staying connected really helped. And studies have shown that suicide attempts are really reduced when people connect with this I don't want to use patients and I don't want to use victims, but when people connect with them and stay connected, is so super important. But I'll say this, and it's a word of hope. And the word of God says, my peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you, not as the world gives to you. And Jesus says, let not your heart be troubled, neither be afraid. We are coming to the end of the year. Many people are afraid already and saying, the end of the year is coming. I've not achieved my goals. I don't have a new job. It's a new class. Christmas is coming. I don't have money to travel or things like that. Don't be afraid. Don't let your heart be troubled. Just know that there's hope and help is coming. No matter what, help would always come. So I'm encouraging you today. How would I help somebody with emotional pain today to overcome? What role are you going to play today? So if you know anybody going through any kind of pain, please reach out to them. I mentioned 5 good things. Number 1, self-awareness of yourself. How do you feel today? Being aware of somebody else's pain and ability to empathize. The other thing is to ask, are you planning to kill yourself? Do you have a plan already? If the person reveals the plan, remove the lethal weapon or what the person plans to do away so that the person doesn't have access to those things that would inflict such harm to them. The other thing I mentioned is to connect them with somebody that would help. A trusted friend, a spiritual leader, whoever it is, connect them to that. Then also, right before connecting, listen to them. They just want to be heard. That might be the first medicine they are going to give, a listening ear. Then stay connected. Check up on them frequently. Provide a word of hope. provide an environment of hope, and I can assure you that you will definitely be saving a life. So thank you for listening. This is a very short one. Again, my name is Dr. Ayadenuga. It's nice to be with you today. Thank you for staying to the end. I see some people just being there. Thank you. I appreciate you. And God bless. Bye then. Cheers.